W3 FJJ, WA3 VJB with the group.
N1BCG.
Might have been somebody else breaking in there.
Hey, Clark.
WA3 VJB, N2DTS, W3 FJJ. Good afternoon, Paul. Sorry to miss you here, but at least I heard you. I just got down in the shack here, put things on, and heard you guys in here. Let's say hello. So, sounding good, Paul. And, yeah, I did take that photo, I guess. I don't know if Brett got it or not. He might have. I sent it to your QRZ page, or address, email address. So it was a nice visit there with Brett and Ed. And got to hang out in the shack a little bit, and then went out to lunch. So we'll catch you later, Paul. And Brett, sounds like you put that tone control in the max there. Sounds pretty good. A little, well, it sounds good. Like I say, you still got more bass than I normally hear, I believe, but it doesn't sound bad, especially you know, with the tone boost. Yeah, when you take that out, it's muddy. And did I hear correctly? You ordered a DIY, N2DTS, and there might be somebody else in there, W3 FJJ.
Yes, N1BCG.
Hey, Clark. We were sort of talking about you. Good evening. Well, I'm not on the EQ at the moment. There, Chuck. And Paul, I put the picture on the QRZ in the AM forum section, in the thread entitled Video Demonstration and Max Audio Processor. I put the picture of the board and how I mounted it inside the unit on there. So you'll be able to see it there. It's also on the SmugMug site, but don't worry about that. And let's see. So this is my external mic preamp, just for Clark's and Chuck's information. I have two of the exact same microphones. This is going into the ART preamp and into the line level of the max without the phase rotator and EQ on, and into the screen modulated transmitter. And this is the microphone going into the microphone input with the EQ board enabled. And there are adjustments, but unfortunately I put the cover back on and I couldn't use them. I think I can get it to sound better than what this sounds like, but it's probably acceptable for any one. You can adjust it for probably to sound pretty good for any one particular transmitter, but when you have a number of different ones with different characteristics, you want to tweak the low end and so on. So, and this is what it sounds like with without any EQ, the microphone plugged into the max and then into the screen modulated transmitter. This is the built-in EQ, and let's see, and this is the external EQ with no internal EQ on the max. So Clark, Rick sent me that little board and I put it in where he said to put it in after the phase rotator, and it's pretty good. I don't know if you know the detail of the notch filter, how that's set up. I was trying to figure out what that was doing audibly, and I don't know if you're aware of exactly what. And I guess the control is a frequency control, or is it a bandwidth control, or is it a control? He didn't really say. So, but it does work, and it is, you know, it's effective, and I did put it in there. So I'll turn it over to you. And I don't know if Paul wants to run out. N1BCG with W3 FJJ. I did get the emails. I just been running around. I haven't looked at that yet. I got other things to look at too. A recording, but over to you there, Clark. We got Chuck and Paul in there.
All right, so good afternoon. Yes, I can explain a lot about that. I don't know how you have it set up. I wasn't involved in that discussion, but whatever controls were used on the Macs that you have now have to be off or somehow disabled. So no preemphasis, no bass boost, no bass cut. That board is all three of those functions. So they have to be turned off or disabled. The unity gain on that board that I'm having such a hard time calling it an EQ because it's not. But the low end is actually a traditional equalizer boost cut with unity gain in the center position. The mud filter is strictly a notch filter, which means that flat is all the way clockwise. And the high band is not an EQ, it's literally a preamplifier. Who cuts their highs? So if you want to run that flat, which is a good starting point, the lows would be at, let's say, 12 o'clock. The notch filter would be all the way clockwise, and the preemphasis would be all the way counterclockwise. Big highs and lows you have at that point, and if you have then just turn down the mid control. But it's like someone would look at that and be like, oh, it's a 3-band equalizer. It's not, because look where the unity gain points are. They're very different than what you would expect for an equalizer. Anyway, hopefully that cleared up a few things. N1BCG.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, I'm running it now. Now you told me. What is this? Now you told me what this thing is doing. Hold on. Turn the lows down. Like this is a crazy amount of lows. That's a crazy amount of lows. This is the preemphasis, and you said clockwise is off, and the mud frequencies. This is fully counterclockwise. That sounds better. And that's the depth of the notch. You know, the amount of notch. So I don't know. It doesn't. It still sounds like it has too much low end. But anyway, I don't know. Okay, but that explains it. And I thought that notch was. I had it the other way. I thought it was backwards. So. I was under the impression that it was the reverse of what you were saying. So, all right. So I got the highs turned up, the lows turned down, and that notch thing is about in the center. So that's still not quite happy with that, but anyway. All right. Well, thanks for the explanation. And over to Chuck, W3 FJJ in the group from N2DTS.
Wait, Brett, no, I want to clarify something. Flat frequency response is when the low control is at 12, the notch filter is all the way clockwise, that's flat, and the high end is all the way counterclockwise, that's flat. So, because right now the way it sounds now is, well,
well, so I've got the preemphasis all the way up, all the way clockwise. I've got the low frequencies all the way down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, I could turn that up a little bit, and I'm gonna turn that halfway, and the notch is this is all the way counterclockwise, and this is all the way clockwise. So set that in the middle. And does that sound better?
Well, it does, but now you've got about a 6 dB cut around 300 hertz with that notch filter in the center. Remember, it's not an equalizer, it's strictly a notch filter, so flat is all the way to the right.
Yeah, but I gotta cut that. Is that frequency fixed at 300 hertz?
Yeah, well, it's a fairly low Q. Well, it's not that low. I mean, it's a medium Q circuit, but the center frequency is about 280, 290 hertz.
Yeah, I think I need it lower for my voice, like 125 or something. So, all right. Well, at least I understand what they're doing now. I don't think he explained that.
And I'm hearing RF getting into the audio. That's the problem with that. That equalizer, that board is very sensitive to RF. If you had, like 3 holes drilled into the chassis so you can make them screwdriver adjustment, that would be better. But there's so much gain available on that processor that you're unless you have a very RF client, it's going to get that in the background that you're hearing.
Yeah, well, I had the cover off. Frequency. I had the cover off, so that might have had something to do with it. This does not sound good. Alright, I'm going back to the external. Okay, this is external audio and a lot easier to deal with. Anyway, good evening, Chuck. What's happening? What's the word down in Delaware there? What's the word on the street?
Nothing. Yay. Nothing much here, Brett. Nice day here. Got some lower humidity came in, so still pretty warm out, but feels good. Feels good. Got the windows open in the house here, and nice breeze blowing through. So all's good. Yeah, if you guys want to, keep testing there, it's fine. I'm just kind of hanging out here, killing some time. I got to get upstairs and get something started with dinner. But I'll be hanging around here. Well, I tell you what, when you were doing your test with the external and the internal, I thought they sounded pretty similar. But then you started messing with things, and they had way more bass and things. But yeah, I'll get it straightened out there. So I'll say hello to Clark there. I just checked in my logbook. I don't think I've worked you before there, Clark, or I haven't logged you anyway. This is Chuck in Newark, Delaware, but you got a good signal here. N1BCG in the group, W3FJJ.